I was with a group of guys, and I may or may not have been making fun of one of the guys for something he may or may not have done. I'm Bill Snodgrass, and in this video we're going to talk about adolescent and young adult relationships again, and the topic this time is trust. And I want to propose that if your relationship isn't built on trust, you really don't have anything. I really wasn't quite planning on doing this video until something happened a couple days ago. So, as always, story time. So here's the story. What happened was, I was with a group of guys, and I may or may not have been making fun of one of the guys for something he may or may not have done. And one of the other guys said, "Come on now, give him some slack. He's having a hard day." And so, totally ignoring my embarrassment and disapproval of myself, I proceeded to ask him what was going on. And he said, "Well, it wasn't a big deal," or it was kind of, and he kind of played it off as guys would do. And he said, "I broke up with my girlfriend today." And I said, "Well, you must have had a reason." I don't know exactly the words. And so he went on to say, there was another guy who was kind of hitting on her. And I said, "Well, that wasn't her fault." And he said, "Yeah, but," and this is what propelled me into this video. He said, "Yeah, but I don't trust her." And I said, "Well, then you probably made the right decision." In fact, I would go on to say, although I didn't say it to him at the time, I would go on to say that if there is a person you're interested in having a romantic relationship with and you don't trust them, then don't have the relationship. Don't have the relationship. Because a romantic relationship, a dating relationship, a relationship that could be the foundation for a long lifetime relationship, if it's not built on trust, I don't think you actually have anything. Romantic relationships inherently need to include a certain element of trust. And if they don't, then I really don't know what you have there. You're not in a good relationship, you're not in a good situation if there is not trust. So how do you participate in a relationship in a way that demonstrates that you are trustworthy? Now I'm going to borrow my answer from a program called Parent to Parent. It's from back long ago, like 20 years ago. It was a parenting program that I was trained in. I used it with kids in my school and parents in my school. According to the program, there are 3 abilities that entail, that make up, that are trust. Trust is the 3 abilities that said: dependability, reliability, and accountability. Dependability, reliability, and accountability. Now, I would say that if you take those 3 things and bring them into a romantic relationship, there is going to be trust there. So here's the definitions. Here's how those things were defined. Dependability is you always do what you're expected or supposed to do. So dependability is, in a relationship, if the other person and you have come to an agreement and the expectation is you're going to meet before 3rd period, or the expectation is you're going to save Friday night for each other, or the expectation is whatever that expectation is, then dependability is you do what you're supposed to do, you do what you're expected to do. Doing what you are supposed to do and doing what you're expected to do. Now some people go, "Whoa, hold on now. I don't know about this expectations thing. I don't want to get that deep in a relationship. Well, then what are you doing then? If you don't want to put yourself in a situation where the other person can depend on you for certain things you have agreed upon, then what are you doing? I don't even know. So being dependable in the relationship, the other person can depend on you. Unless something out of the ordinary occurs, you are going to, whatever it is. Let's say the good night text if you're, in college, and or you're gonna check in when you get to the library because the other person cares for your well-being. Whatever it is that you have agreed upon as a reasonable expectation. And I'm not talking about like being some kind of hyper vigilant, obsessive stalker kind of thing. We're talking about reasonable expectations that you have agreed upon as part of the relationship. So be dependable. If you do what you're supposed to do and what you're expected to do every single time, the trust will grow. Do what you say you're going to do and expected to do what you've agreed upon. The second ability is called reliability. Reliability is doing what you've said you will do. That's outside those normal expectations. So if you say to your partner, I will text you when I get to the chemistry lab, or I will text you when I get home from work. If you say you're going to do that, then do it. Because if you reliably do what you say you're going to do, it's going to build trust. The person knows they can trust you if you are reliable in doing the things that you have said you're going to do. Sure, I will meet you and go to the library. Yes, I will meet you and go shopping. Yes, I will pick you up and whatever. Reliability builds trust, just like dependability builds trust. If you do what you say you're going to do every single time, the trust will grow. And the third ability that builds trust is called accountability. And that is simply saying what you did. Saying what you did. It's like, so what did you do yesterday after practice? Well, I went to Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen, yeah? Saying what you did over and over and over again will prove that you are trustworthy. If you have little secret things that you don't talk about, how are you proving yourself to be trustworthy? So if you want to build trust, you just simply explain yourself what you did and when you did it, and you just tell the truth. And if you're not doing anything you shouldn't be doing, you shouldn't have any trouble in accounting for your actions. Does that make sense? I think it does. If you have trouble accounting for your actions, it's automatically going to breed suspicion. If there is a gap of time, in married relationships, there may be a gap of money. And your spouse might say, well, where did that money for the propane go? Well, I bought groceries with it. Oh, well, that explains, because food is a good thing. Explaining what you did with the money, explaining what you did with the time, explaining where you went between buying gas and getting to the grocery store, or why you're late. That never happens. Like, no one's ever late. Supposed to meet for coffee at 2 o'clock, 2:15, not there, 2:20, not there, 2:30. Where have you been? I don't want to tell you. That automatically sounds suspicious. If you want to be trusted, do what you're supposed to do what you're expected to do, be dependable on the things you've agreed to do. Be reliable. Do the things that you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to do something, do it, and you will prove yourself to be trustworthy. And account for what you do. If you do something out of the ordinary, or you don't do something out of the ordinary, what did you do instead? That's it. That's the 3 abilities that will build trust in any kind of relationship. If you want to be trusted, then you need to be dependable with what you're supposed to do, responsible for what you say you're going to do, and accountable for the things that you have done. I hope you like this video. It's significantly shorter than the last dating video, so you probably can at least hit the like button because of that. Share this with someone else. If you see someone in a relationship and they just don't trust each other, ask them what they're thinking. If you don't trust somebody, why are you even in the relationship with them? Let them see this video as a way of learning how to be more trustworthy, how to create trust within that relationship. Share, like, hit me up with a comment, let me know what you think, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. What did you do? What did you do on this test? Oh, you know, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. That's a stupid example. I'm gonna redo this video, just so you know, as a how to train your parents video. I wrote a pamphlet on how to train your parents, where it was the student side of this whole thing, with how students can get their parents to trust them. The same thing applies for a dating relationship. Two high school kids dating, two college kids dating, man and wife. The same thing applies.